to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Releasing control arc restriction systems. 3, 2, 1. Approval of Situation A recognized. Commencing the Cromwell invocation. Ability restrictions lifted for limited use until the enemy has been rendered silent. Fearless!
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to have you here today. Welcome to Weekday Anime. We're going to keep this one fairly short and sweet and to the point, but while we're here, I want to say hello to a few people that are already in the chat. Hello to Stephen Ransom. Good to have you this morning. To Dragon Ruse, welcome. And to War Monkey. Yes, it is a good morning and it is a bit early, and I wasn't planning on going live during the week this week, but I took yesterday and today off, and hanging out with my let's see, I can no longer call her a Padawan because Star Wars drives me crazy. So she's my Weeblet. Let's just put it that way. So we've been hanging out, having fun, and doing a few things, but it has made it to where I wasn't able to do a video. So I thought, you know what, I'll go live and I'll talk 5 of my favorite recent animes, or at least animes from this decade. And hello to One Man Show. Great to have you here. So the first one that I want to talk about a little bit is Rising of the Shield Hero. It's an excellent Isaki based show. Basically a show where you have a person that is taken from, in this case, the real world into a fantasy world, and for this poor gentleman, it goes into a world inside of a book. Now, the base premise of the story is that there's a kingdom that has a legend of 4 heroes to fight off the waves of calamity. This particular guy happens to become the shield hero. Well, the kingdom that summoned him hates the shield hero, but loves the other ones, the spear, the sword, and the arrow and the archer. But once he gets there, everybody's like, yay, no. And then calamities ensue for poor Naofumi. He gets accused of doing something awful to the princess of the land, but then has to go through and find a way to overcome. This particular story really goes to the lamestream media and your typical SJW wanker, because it is a male-centric story. It is a story about a dude who overcomes false accusations and becomes the hero of the land. And in this day and age, you can't have that. So there have been all sorts of hit pieces about it, Plus, the way that he has to go about recruiting his party is also not your standard way of doing it. But in this kingdom, when you're left with only the ability to defend yourself and no offensive capabilities, you sometimes have to do things maybe that might not necessarily be entirely savory. So, Naofumi and his, we'll call her a friend, Raftalia, and then his other friend, Philo, who also is a happy, gigantic bird that likes to pull the cart. It's definitely a fantasy show. It is a lot of fun. I really liked the first season. It was top tier excellent. Haven't watched the second season yet. I'm waiting for the whole thing to drop so that way I can just binge it and not have to wait around for either the dubbings or for any of it. I can just watch it straight up. So, but this one is one of my favorites from this decade, And it really is a lot of fun. If you haven't watched it yet, definitely check it out and watch it. And actually, let me see if I can find a preview here that we can watch without it freaking out the striking people. One moment here. There we go. Oh, that's a long one. I don't want the whole first episode. We just want a preview. There we go. Let me get this shared here with everyone. All right. Appreciate your patience there. There we go. So this show is produced by Kadakawa.
盾の勇者など信頼しすぎれば盾また盾か来たどこまでも卑怯で最低な連中だ俺は望んでこの世界に来たわけじゃない呼んだのはお前らだろ
So yeah, as I said, this particular kingdom is the one that summoned all the heroes, but the way that it's supposed to work is there are multiple kingdoms, and each kingdom is supposed to have one of the heroes. Well, this particular kingdom decided to summon all four of them, and the king that inhabits this particular place does not like the shield hero because of what happened in the past with a prior shield hero. And then the hourglass that counts down to the next wave of calamity.
光見つけた空白の時間
一緒に覚えましょう。
文字と魔法
それもそうですが、私と一緒にです。
And as you can see, when Naofumi is looking, the way that they've set this up is it runs as if it was an RPG. So he can see his stats, and everything is organized as if he was in a game, even though he's not in a game. Modern trope. And then there's Philo. See, she turned into a big bird.
そして私に戦う理由を示してくださいました。私はあなたの剣です。どこへだって。
And Raftalia is the sword. And she will go wherever he goes. And the waves of calamities, when they show up, they attack pretty much everybody. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are, they all get a bit of it. And this one is one I'll probably have to cut short because I know the song is going to get copyright claimed. But if you haven't seen this one, it's definitely worth watching. It's a lot of fun. It's a great show. Plus, it's nice to see a man who doesn't necessarily start off that way become a man, become the hero, and goes on to save the kingdom. At least not once, but several times. So definitely check that out. And I think it's time for a quick little break. And this one is called Grit Those Teeth.
Simon, open the hatch! Let's see you grit those teeth!
A little Gurren Lagann for you all. That's a new one that I've been given. Yes, it is quite an interesting. It is an interesting show, and it is available on Crunchyroll. So not hard to obtain. I will say this: getting the Blu-ray of it, last time I checked, it was like $50. So not a cheap series, but definitely one that's worthwhile. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Now, this is a little different because this is a slice of life type of show that is also a comedy. It's basically about a loner, an otaku type of character who is in college, is wanting to be left alone to do his thing, and this former classmate of his, Uzaki, she just wants to hang out. And the thing about her, she doesn't take no for an answer, and she is a shorty, and let's just say overly built for being a shorty. Now, they exist, so I know there's this is another show that gets all the SJW wankers all up in a bunch because they're saying it's unrealistic. Well, I can tell you that I've known people that are as short as her and have a bosom as big as hers. So it's not unrealistic. But she basically she meets her friend or her former classmate in college, wants to hang out with him. A whole year goes by and she realizes that he is the biggest loner that ever existed. So she makes it her mission to try and change it. And along the way, becomes his best friend. And who could say no to that face? And then all the hilarity ensues with the hijinks that goes on. The story is fairly, it's medium paced, but it's definitely rooted within the realm of this world. It is, in some ways, it's a love story. It eventually becomes that, but it's just a story about friendship and wanting to help, basically to help a person. And of course, she's always, she likes to give him crap. Let's just put it that way. And hello to Dennis McCullough. Good to have you here. And yes, same boat. But let me pull up a preview for Uzaki-chan, and we'll get that shared here. There we go, and there it is. So this one is it's also on Crunchyroll. It's only the first season's only 12 episodes long. We are supposed to be getting a second season here soon, and they do have quite a few light novels of this particular one. But let me play it here for you.
それは大学3年の春。
He has the reputation of just being a loner and menacing because he doesn't hang out with anyone else or talk to anybody else. So all the local girls are like, no, stay away from him. He's scary.
ちょっと先輩何やってんすか
ふざけ
And I like how the words on there actually mean super huge.
お前宇崎か
宇崎花今日からまた後輩っすついに私たちのアニメが始まるっすよ
おなんか緊張するな
ぼっちの先輩でも緊張するんすか先輩そうやってすぐぼっちになろうとするんだから
So you don't always have to be alone. The senpai, you always try to be alone like that. Yes, he values his alone time probably a bit too much. Yeah, I decided it last night just because I didn't have a video for today. So, yeah, I thought I'd pop in, give my 5-pack of what I've seen and what I've enjoyed. So, appreciate you being here, and hello to Jaden Hamilton, and yes, it is, this is one that makes me laugh. Yeah, in Japan there may be only those, but they definitely accentuate them. Let's just put it that way.
この野郎
照れてんすか
照れてね
目つきはちょっと怖いけど真面目な性格と勤務態度で
And he works in a cafe where the owner and the daughter, they like to people watch, and especially the daughter likes to meddle. Let's just put it that way.
常連客からの評判もなかなかお
当然出るよな。
じゃああの人も出るんすかね。
いや、それよりあのネタ
And then the
か
cat.
なんすかあのネタって。
あのネタってのはな。
宇崎さんが遊びたい7月放送開始っす。
聞けよ人の話を。
Yeah, instead of the nosebleed trope, they have the cat. Was the anime very controversial? Yes. The SJW weirdo types in the news media, of course, tried to dredge up all sort of stuff on the first show, and they also bitch and moan about this one. So, precisely because of that is why I started watching it, and I couldn't stop laughing. It's just a fun show.
一人映画ぼっちの理論っすね。寂しくても先輩は一人で強く生きてるんすね。
あ、もうこいつうぜ
ーAnd yes, it pretty much goes like that. He gets put into various situations that he never thought he would be in with her, and it's funny. And yes, Uzaki, yes, it's actually, out of all of them that I've watched, it's the most out there and different from what I normally gravitate towards. But once I started watching it, I couldn't stop watching it. It's just so funny, and it was nice having something that was slower paced, nice having something that was based more in our current reality as opposed to an alternate reality. So definitely check that one out. And I said, it's only 12 episodes long, but it's just a lot of fun. It really, really is. So I think I think it's time for another quick little break here. And this one is, let's do this one. This one is honor, fairness, and...
Hey! Can't you give a brother a break, yo? Can't you see the man's down? What about honor and fairness and shit?
Yes, what about honor and fairness and shit? Oh, it never gets old. Yeah, that's a good thing about SJW. When they are set at anime, watch it. Exactly. Yeah. Not sure if anyone's seen the King's Avatar show on Netflix, but that show and the Shield one, if smushed together, would basically be it. Yeah, there are other shows that have come out that are very similar to it. Or when I was just poking around the internet, there are about another 8 to 10 shows that are very similar to it. So let's see. Does anyone know about anyone complaining about Rising the Shield Hero's villain? I know it's some red. Yeah, I complain about her because she is pure evil and she keeps getting away with it. But like all things, justice does eventually come to bite them in the ass, and when it does, it's glorious. That's the one thing I will say about Shield Hero. The main story arc ends at about episode 22, but there are 26 episodes in the season, so it's a little weird in that respect. But that main story arc, once it from start to finish, the payoff is so great. It really is. So definitely check it out. Now the next one is new this year. It just started in anime form, but has been on the scene for manga for not very long either. But it has actually charted on the New York Times bestseller list. That's right. I am talking about Spy Family. Now, for those that don't know, Spy Family it's a recent anime about a spy in the Western state who is trying to save the world, and by doing so, has to get close to a person that runs a prestigious school. Well, he's obviously a spy, he's not married, so he has to go and adopt a child. But to help keep his cover going while he's doing his spy stuff, he also needs to get married. And the woman that he ends up marrying, unbeknownst to him, is a masterclass assassin. And to make things even better, the daughter has the ability, she has telepathy to read minds. So she knows that her dad is a spy. her mom's an assassin, but they don't know that she has telepathy, and he doesn't know that she's an assassin, and she doesn't know that he's a spy. So the hilarity ensues. This is what I will say about this show. The characters are great, the setting is great, the animation is great, and this gal here has captured the hearts of everyone. She's just so damn cute. And as I said, what makes it fun is it's just a fun show. It doesn't take itself too seriously, while being within the serious subject matter. You know, being a spy, being a spy is hard work. Keeping your cover from getting blown, keeping yourself from getting killed. And then it's also the same with being an assassin. And then with her, everything is just so cool. As I said, this is only so far, it's only into its 10th episode or thereabouts, but I will say out of all the anime that are new this season that started about 10 weeks ago, this is by far the most popular one, and for me it's also the most fun. Now, as I said, the manga has been very popular. It's been selling extremely well, and as I said, it did so well here in the States that it is on the New York Times bestseller list, which we know it can be manipulated, but still, to have a manga on that list is a feat unto itself. So, this is one that I do highly recommend to read and also to start watching. So let me share my other screen here. Before I do that, though, let's see. I might like Senpai ga Uzaki Kohue no Hanashi. My coworker is annoying. That's pretty... Yeah. I haven't watched any anime recently. I've just been busy with books, but I really want to get back into it. Like a good fantasy anime. Well, Goblin Slayer, Shield Hero. As far as the newer stuff, those are two of them to get into. And then watch Uzaki-chan and Spy Family. It does a good balancing act there for you. You'd have a lot of fun. And yes, it's a cute series. It really is. And FMA has a deep magic system, right? Yes. Let's see. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist does. Yes, that is correct. And hello, Rambam. Good to have you here. And yes, we get that in the fall. Chainsaw Man. It is coming soon. Thank you for being here, Renee. I definitely appreciate that. So let me share my screen again, and let's do a preview of Spy Cross Family. As soon as let me actually get the right one here. Here's the main trailer. There we go. Make sure it looks reasonable. I should have downloaded the videos. I apologize for not doing that and bump myself up to there. Actually, we'll just go full screen. There we go. I know I better have my bubble just to keep the weirdos away. Here we go.
世界各国が水面下で熾烈な情報戦を繰り広げる時代。
That's impressive. 12.5 million copies sold, and the manga isn't that old. So it's definitely got something to it that separates it from the everyday.
家族を作った3人は互いの正体を隠しながら一つ屋根の下で暮らすこととなった。父ロイド・フォージャー、正体スパイ。
Yep. Lloyd Forger. That's his that is his cover name. Or actually, that might actually be his real name, but he has a spy name, obviously.
母ヨル・フォージャー、正体殺し屋。娘アーニャ・フォージャー。
And then there's Anya.
正体エスパー。
子持ちの父だろうと演じてみせる。すべてはより良き世界のために。
Now the world or the countries that they're in, they're fictional, but as you can tell, it kind of has a either very modern semi-Japanese feel, but more of a modern European country township type of feel. And you'll see that as we go along in here.
殺し屋ワクワクずっと前から父の子供のアーニャです
いらんこと言うな。
母手つなぐ？よろしくお願いします。思い切りハグしてあげたら肋骨2本折ってしまったこともありましたっけ？
スパイ歴13年。数々のミッションをこなしてきたこの俺。
So as I said, she can, when they're inner monologuing, she can, she knows what they're saying or what they're thinking. So that just makes it even better because Anya tries so hard to help them both in their tasks and missions, even though they don't know it at this point, or at least up to what I've seen. So
俺はくじけかけている。
どんな父？
何が？
隠し事だらけ
実は私、護身術とか得意で勉強。
now what's unique about this one is this actually has 2 studios working on this at the same time. They're alternating episodes so that way they can crank them out in a decent clip. And they actually are doing a very good job of maintaining the look and continuity between them. Because, different studios, different animators might have different ideas as far as how things are supposed to look. I can't tell, unless, if no one was to tell me which studio did what, I wouldn't be able to tell. That's how consistent they have been with this.
今日は連れて行かないからな。ほらそこ子供ってやつは何考えてるかわからん。
いらん情を抱くとろくなことにならんからな。
さらわれた。
本物の悪い人。許せません。まあ私なら殺し返しますけれど。
Yeah, don't mess with Anya because both Lloyd and Yor, they don't take kindly to it. They really start to form a family bond, and it's interesting to see a family like this come together.
子供が泣かない世界、それを作りたくて俺はスパイになったんだ。
あなたたちとっても素敵な家族ね。
父ものすごい嘘つき。でもかっこいい嘘つき。父と母イチャイチャ。してない。
Yes. Let's see. Waiting for Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Yeah? No, you're not the only one that thinks that. I myself, I'm not big into Dragon Ball, so yeah, it is set in a East-West Germany type of dichotomy. And yes, it's very 50s, but it's also... It has a 50s look, but it has some more modern tech to it, although it's a mixture. It's very unique. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's more of a comedy. It's a little more lighthearted, even though it is kind of serious. It's just a lot of fun. I'd rather have enjoyed that. Yeah, it is a little different. It is a little wacky, but here's what I will say about it. Go watch the first 3 to 4 episodes. I think you will enjoy it. And right now, as I said, it's up to about 10. It's a lot of fun. It's well worth your time. I thoroughly enjoy it. So it's time for another quick little break. Why don't we do, let's see, a classic called The Stairs.
Release restraint level 1. Level what?
Fuck! You know, they say that TV makes you violent. But I say not having my TV is making me pretty fucking violent.
I'm near the stairs. Gotta get to the stairs. If I could just get up the stairs, fuck.
My next show is Assassination Classroom, and what can I say about it? An excellent all-around series. Now, this does take place with a bunch of, excuse me, basically 9th graders about ready to go from middle school into high school, and they get stuck with Koro-sensei, the octopus, who wants to teach them. Even though he's an all-powerful supervillain, he wants to teach that lonely class. This show is a lot of fun. It's complex in its storytelling. endearing in how Koro Sensei teaches them. Even though the overall objective of the class is to teach them how to kill him, he weaves in all other aspects of life into this and basically transforms this group from a bunch of has-beens, nobodies, and a group that nobody cares about into a strong, productive, and top-tier set of students. The way that Koro Sensei actually does love and care for his students, even though they are trying to kill him, it's very different. It's an interesting take on the Japanese school system, how it works, why it works, and what you can do to try and help those that maybe are at the bottom to not stay at the bottom. He helps teach them their self-worth. The anime series is only about 50 episodes long. The manga itself is also only about that long. This particular show does follow the manga pretty well on point. I compared the first episode to the manga, and it was pretty close to a near 1-for-1. So if you like proper adaptations, this one is definitely it. It's a lot of fun. It's a great show, and it's got the octopus, and he's just hilarious. It's definitely well worth your time. It's one that I come back to every now and then. It is just a great show. So if you haven't seen that one, definitely see it. And let me get a preview for it going here. There we go. And here's the official trailer. Appreciate your patience while I get this shared here. There we go. So here is the Assassination Classroom official trailer.
We are assassins. Our target is our teacher.
Top of the morning to ya!
How did this happen? How did we get here?
I'm Karasima. I'm from the Ministry of Defense. What I'm about to tell you, we in the business call classified.
Yeah. So the whole reason everything is set up is he is basically accused of and accepts that he blew up 3/4 of the moon, and he threatens to blow up the rest of the world unless he can come in and teach this classroom. Well, during that time that he's there, he he teaches the kids. So the government is in on it to try and stop him, but they also acquiesce to his requests.
I'm gonna need you to kill this thing for the sake of mankind. His threat is all too real. As of this coming March, he will obliterate the Earth, which means that you must become assassins.
And the school that they go to, they have a very weird mascot. Let's see here. Yeah, the voice acting for the English, it is what it is. Let's see. And Chevalier Dion is based on Hamlet. Yeah. Let's see. Howdy, partner. How you doing? Yes, it's always good to see you. Yeah, Zacharat, I've missed you there. Good to have you here this morning. So you're telling me a yellow octopus is a criminal mastermind who is teaching his students to kill him so they can become criminal masterminds better than him? Partially. They don't become criminal masterminds per se, but he is teaching them basically how to be better students. And it's a lot of fun. And yes, welcome to the Master of the TDS. Good to have you here. And yes, blowing up 3/4 of the moon would wreak havoc on the Earth. Yeah, yes, it would. And they don't really address that part of it. You just got to roll with it, basically. And yes, I saw your Twitter feed. Congratulations to you. That is most excellent news, and you got that pretty quickly. That was a lot quicker than than it was for me. It took them about 3 weeks to decide that I was worthy enough of such things. So back to the assassination classroom here. The funny thing about what it takes to kill him, all the weapons and bullets and knives, they don't hurt anybody else. They don't hurt a human. They only can hurt him. So they don't have to worry about hurting themselves while trying to hurt him.
You're gonna love this. An identical attack? Really? You realize defending myself under the circumstances is child's play? You have what it takes, so wield those blades with confidence. Be proud, be bold, and never forget, you are assassins. You are E-Class.
Come on, maggots, get in gear! Give me a sir, yes, sir! Now! Sir, yes, sir! Hooray!
It's a fun show. You would enjoy it. Let's see. Dang it, why can't we have a Wheel of Time? Yeah, I'm that it does hurt, and I definitely feel your pain, but instead of commiserating on the pain the whole time, I do, these are ones that I would recommend. None of these are very long, and they're just a lot of fun. Yes, yes, one day is insane. Let's see. Good morning to Darth Akemi. Welcome to you. Let's see. Is One Piece a fantasy manga anime? Yes, it is. It's a very long-running type of pirate fantasy. So, and kinda they're not trained to be U.S. Marines, but part of the training is very physical, and yes, it could be applied into those fields. When you get to the end of the show, they actually do talk about where all of these kids do end up 7 years later. So after they're done with high school, and with some of them when they're in college, and some of them when they're done with school. So that one's a fun show. Highly recommended. It's great. So let's take a little quick break here. This one, let's see. Should we do one of the newer ones? Yes. Well, no. This one's called Aussie Looking.
Hold on a minute. I gotta take this. Hello?
Yes, the school that they go to is very highly structured, and it's part of the comedy bit of it. So, and yes, Koro Sensei does have a really sad backstory, and they do dive into it, and it's a lot of it's very fun. Let's see, are there any anime that's done well in your mind based on any video games? Yeah, Gungrave is one that's coming out that's based on that. And of course, there's from back in the 90s, you have Street Fighter, you have Fatal Fury. There's actually quite a bit of Fatal Fury. It gets a little more sparse within recent times, but those are a few just off the top of my mind that I'm thinking of. And yeah, with One Piece, yeah, it'll probably take 5 years to finish the final arc. The way that's gone, that wouldn't surprise me at all. So it would not. So those are my 4. And then I couldn't pick on a final 5th. So I'm just going to give 3 shows that I have been watching that I'm pretty deep into and that I've thoroughly enjoyed. First one, My Hero Academia. Once again, it's a lot of fun. High school kids in a world that's full of superheroes and superpowers. Almost everybody has it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I think you'll enjoy it. Next one, Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is a set piece that in about the 1920s, but it mostly is set in rural parts of Japan as opposed to the city. And it's also a great one. It's a great main character in Tanjiro who wants to save his sister Nezuko from a fate that has befallen her. And in the process, he trains to become a demon slayer, which is not easy. He's definitely not overpowered. He works for everything he has, and everyone else around him also has to work for their power. None of them are just that good to where they just win at everything. They have to work for it, and they have to continue to work for it. And then the last one is Overlord. Question: what happens when you've been so involved in an MMO game, and when the time comes for the game to shut down, you just stay logged in till the very last minute and never leave? That's what happens in Overlord. The guy that had a guild, basically it's, a what-if thing, but instead of the game booting him, he becomes stuck in the game. So it's another isekai type of a show like Rising of the Shield Hero, where he stays in the fantasy land. But it's also been a great series to watch. I said I couldn't pick between the three, so I thought I'd just mention all three of them. So we have a ton of great anime from the current day to check out. So definitely, it's not. It's different, and I like this one. I haven't seen Sword Art Online, but I have watched Overlord, and I do rather enjoy it. Yeah, I watched My Hero Academia for a while. Started watching on cable TV when I was younger, and yeah. So definitely check them all out. They're all a bunch of fun. They're all readily available, easy to find. Whether you have Crunchyroll or High Dive or the alternative methods, be sure to check all these out. And I definitely appreciate everyone being here today. As I said, it was a last-minute type of call since I didn't have time to do a video. So with that, everybody, I am the Anime Guy. Go enjoy these animes, and I'm going to leave you today with... let's see. A classic. I Eat People.
Except that 90% of our staff were killed, turned into ghouls, then killed again by the police girl in a blood rage.
What's a blood rage? And why don't I remember anything?
That reminds me, for whatever reason, did we ever find out who sent them? It was the Nazis, wasn't it?
No.
Bet you I'm right.
Bet you you're wrong.
Bet you you're a skank.
Bet you you're an asshole.
Bitch, I eat people!